Alright guys, in the last video we went over some basic knee wrap techniques and tips. In this video we're going to go over a more advanced way of tying off the knee wrap. That way you can get more out of your knee wrap, and in some ways it'll be easier too, and that you're not messing up your fingers trying to stick your hands underneath the wrap to tie it under. So we went over like a basic knot you can do from the two ends, and also like a tuck under. But this way, the only thing you need aside from the knee wraps is either some kind of string or rope or even some kind of pliers that you're just going to lay down on the wrap. So I'm just using this piece of string right here, and then I have my knee wraps, which I already pre-roll just to make it a little easier. So there's two ways you can do the final tie off. So I'll show both ways. So obviously the first thing you do is you do your wrap. Whichever way you wrap your knee, doesn't really matter. And in the other video, we go over some different ways to wrap. What you're going to do with this string is once you come down to your final roll, normally with this excess, you would then tie it under and you would kind of lose out on this wrap. But what you're going to do now is, let's say this is the last bit of your wrap, you're going to lay your string down. So I lay my string down here, and I'm going to put the wrap over the string, and you would do it just like any other wrap. So you're going to pull it tight, and that way you can get that excess wrap and it doesn't go to waste. And then when you come back around, all you're going to do is stick the wrap through your string or your rope, or if you have pliers, you just hold on to the wrap with the pliers, and then what you're going to do is pull it through. So there's different ways you can do it. You can pull it through where only like half of it goes through, but you leave a little bit of it out. So in this case, we have some of it that went through. You can see the string on this side, but we're leaving a little bit of a flap at the very end out. So that'll be one method right there. You can pull it through a little bit more if you want to be a little more secure. Then you just take your string out, and then now we've used the full wrap to our advantage. So then the other way, basically the same exact thing, it's just the end you're going to pull it all the way through. So I'll show that one too, just so you can see the difference. So you go and do your wrap however way you want. All right, do one more. All right, so now you would normally tuck this under and you kind of lose out on all that wrap right there. Instead, what you do, you lay this down and then do your one more revolution to get that last bit of wrap. All right, then you stick it through here. And so then this way, instead of just pulling it a little bit through, we're going to pull it completely through. So the full wrap is going to go through. So you got your string on it, pull your string through. So if you get a good sturdy rope, it'll go through a little bit easier than this. The string doesn't quite have the strength for it, but let me see if I can get it through. There we go. So like that one, we only pulled a little bit through. With this one, we're going to pull it all the way through. And so now I've used all my wrap. So the benefit of this one is that it can be easier to take off because you have this little flap at the end right there. So all you have to do is you pull this little flap, comes off, boom, quick release. The benefit of this one is it's more secure. If you mess up that one, don't pull it just enough through, then it's possible that the wrap will come out. Either while you're walking out there or maybe during your squat as you're bending your knee, it might pop out. This way, it's secure. It's not coming out because this final wrap is so tight it's holding it down. But the downside of this one is it's a little harder to get off because now you don't have that flap to pull through. So now you either have to backtrack your wrap a little bit like this, so backtrack the wrap, making it loose, and then you got to pull it back under from there. So now that I made it loose, see how it's a little more difficult. You got to kind of get your fingers in there, find the spot of the wrap. So you can see that this one's a lot more secure, but a little more difficult to get off. And so if your lifter is kind of like stuck in the wrap, it can mess you up. Let me see if I can backtrack it one more and get it even looser. And I got my shorts stuck in there. There we go. So now it's loose enough that I can pull it out from underneath it, and then it unravels. So you see that this one's going to be more secure. No weight's going to come out. You're going to get maximize all the wrap. But a lot of people will do the one where they just stick the flap through. And if you're experienced enough, and you get the flap through just enough to hold it secure, but leave just a little tip of the wrap hanging out. That way you can just pull it quick release it and be ready to go for your next attempt. All right, so all you really need aside from the wraps is just some kind of string, rope that you can put the knee wrap through and pull it. Or if you have pliers, you lay the pliers down, grab it, pull it through. The sturdier the string is, this one's a little stretchy, not strong, the easier it is. So if you get a piece of rope that's really stiff, it'll be easy to get it through.